All right, good afternoon. So I'm just going to test the microphone a bit. So thanks for joining on time, everyone. It looks fine on my end, but if you can't see my slides or hear our voice here, do let us know. All right, good afternoon. So over here, we're going to start like, now. It's 2 p.m. already, so I have Ethan beside me. Thank you for joining us once again. So today will be Ethan, our senior account manager from Amazon Global Selling, will guide us through or to share with us what are some of the selection methodology and how you can use Product Opportunity Explorer tool to help you do some of these things that she's going to share. And then myself, Vigilance, I'll be here to maybe help to test the slides a bit. So anyway, all right. So moving on, I can click. Okay, thank you. Okay, I just want to give a quick introduction about seller education, which is the team I'm in. So basically, we provide free education and training through a variety of learning programs. So one of it that you're watching right now is Amazon Live webinar, where we have about 1 to 2 or even 3 webinars on a weekly basis to cover several topics, such as the one you're listening to now. And the other one, which is Seller University, I think most of you are more familiar with this one, where there's a lot of content, one pages and short videos that you can watch as well on your free time to learn more about selling on Amazon. Okay, just some administrative stuff. So the recording will be recorded and I will try to upload it end of the day so you can rewatch it if needed. So you don't have to take any screenshots, but if you want, you can as well. And then the questions, if you have on your right side, you should be able to see something like the question box you can put in there. So if you watch this recording any other day, down the road, always try to look for the most updated information so that, you always get the latest up-to-date info from us, or you can rent to the Seller University or Seller Central help. Okay, I need to show this important notice for a short while. All right, okay, thank you. Now I'm going to pass it back to Ethan, who will go through with us today's topic. Thank you, Ethan. Over to you.
Yeah, thanks everyone for coming. Today's topic is going to be an exciting one because this is something that people always ask us. So if you have already come for Seller Summit, that's great because we have already shared a lot of interesting content over there. But let's say if you didn't attend our Seller Summit this year, never mind. This session, I guess, will serve as a refresher or like a summary of what was being covered so that you guys will be roughly familiar of what are the tools available and how you are able to leverage on that to find the right product to sell on Amazon.com. Okay. So first and foremost, I just want to go through the selection methodologies really quickly. This is especially important for new sellers like yourself. If let's say you haven't decided on what product or what category you want to go into. So these are the methodologies that you need to run through in order to roughly know which category has potential, what are the things that you need to take note when you innovate your product, and also what kind of pricing should you set in order to make sure that you earn a healthy margin. So these are the few pointers that I'll be going through in more detail in subsequent slides. So firstly, on the industry analysis, it's very important to understand whether this category that you want to sell in has a potential. So how you're actually able to do that is to look at third-party sites such as Statista, Google Trends. You can identify the product categories that you want to sell in, or in general, you can look at like category trends. Look at the next 3 to 5 years. What are the top growth trends for the specific even subcategories? It will be available online, right? You can also look at other metrics such as understanding what is the repeat purchase rate and the buying behavior, so you know that whether your this particular product will have demand throughout the entire year, or is this something that's only a seasonal product, maybe people only buy it during the holidays for gifting and etc. Secondly, understand the barrier to entry. So this is especially important when you want to start selling in a foreign marketplace like US. Different countries have their different law and regulations. So it's very important to understand, for instance, if you want to sell grocery in the US, you need an FDA cert, right? And if you want to sell toys for children under 13, you need a CPC cert. So these are the things that you need to prepare beforehand and you need to know. when you want to start selling in a category, because these are investment costs that you have to factor in, right? Thirdly is to understand the competitive landscape, which is what our product research tool will be able to help you understand. So looking at how many product offering are there selling a particular product that you wish to sell. For instance, water bottle. How many people are selling water bottles? To even understand whether it's something you should even go into, and is it too competitive? Is there still opportunities for you? The second part will be going more into the product analysis. So firstly is to understand when should you start selling, what is the trend like, and what's the seasonality like, which is like interchangeable. So this is actually a snapshot from Google Trend for this two particular product. One is bath towel and garden fence. So if you can see on the right hand side, I actually put in some notes on bath towels and garden fence. So let's say if you want to sell bath towels, as you can see, the trend is actually quite flat throughout the entire year, right? Actually January to September to be specific. So it doesn't matter when you start selling, right? But usually, let's say if you want to leverage on the peak season sales, like Prime Day, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, which is in June or July or November respectively, usually we'll encourage you to launch earlier in the year, maybe March, so that you have some time to ramp up the sales. On the other hand, you see garden fence. This is definitely a summer product, right? You can see the trend actually spiked in the May period, April to May period, because people are actually maybe beautifying their garden, their fence, everything. So this is the part, maybe it's the best time for you to launch and sell as much as you can, because towards the winter time, nobody will really buy your product, right? So in terms of this, the point of introduction, I think the a good gauge will be February to March. And the next one would be product analysis. So to understand, should you sell something similar on Amazon? Should you create something totally different, and etc. So there is no right or wrong. But ideally, let's say you want to start selling, you want to be a sustainable seller, it's always better to be a brand owner and you sell a product that you actually own. So it must be well differentiated. If not, after a while, your product, maybe if you are selling very similar to a particular competitor, it'll be very competitive. You may have to play on the price level, right? And etc. So there are definitely pros and cons, but if you want to start selling on Amazon.com, I would recommend you to be a brand owner and of course have a unique proposition or a unique product that you want to sell. It doesn't have to be that unique, but it can be like, for instance, water bottle, but it just has better features compared to your competitors, so that you'll be able to win a market share. Yeah. So there's also some examples on the screen. Maybe you guys can have a quick look or relook at this recording after that. After that, so some sellers always tell me, so how can I improve like my product design? What should I do differently? I'm not too sure, right? The easiest way to understand is to look at the customer reviews and ratings of similar product that are already selling on Amazon.com. So firstly, it's very important to look at the positive reviews, right? To know why this particular product is selling well. Maybe it's cheap, maybe the quality is good, etc. These are the things you definitely need to have in your product itself. And on the other hand, it's actually very good to look at the negative reviews as well, because these are the areas for your product improvements. So for instance, let's say this water bottle again, plastic, right? Let's say it's a plastic water bottle that's currently selling on Amazon.com, but people say it can't hold hot water. Maybe you need to improve like the material of the water bottle that you're selling, so that you'll be able to target customers that are unhappy with existing products on Amazon.com. So these are just a few examples. And the last one would be the pricing strategy. So it's very important for you to understand all the costs involved, so that you are able to earn a healthy margin and will be able to charge according to the benchmark in the US. So firstly, let me talk about the overall costing first. I believe most of you may have already seen this. If not, you can actually look at our I think the costing website. Maybe Jing Liang can help to put it in later on. So these are the breakdown of the different fees. So firstly will be the selling plan. There are two different plans. First is the individual plan, which is 99 cents. The other one will be professional plans, which is 39.99. By default, we'll always recommend sellers to go for the professional plan because it gives you way more benefit and access, which you can find in the link later Gina will be sending. But the good news is right now, let's say if you want to start selling with a professional plan, you do not actually have to pay $39.99. There's actually a $1 promotion. So you only have to pay $1 for 6 months. Yeah, so that's saving your money. This promotion will end, if I'm not wrong, in March or April next year. So take advantage of this promotion now to start getting an account if you haven't already done so. The second one will be referral fee. So how much you have to pay Amazon for every item sold. So typically it will be between, actually I would say 8 to 15%. Usually that's the usual range. So depending on the category that you are selling in, the referral fee will be different. The third one will be fulfillment fee. So when we talk about fulfillment fee, I would say I would break it down into three categories. So number one would be how much does it cost to ship your products into our US fulfillment center. This is something that you have to get your quotation on your own with a logistic provider or ask your manufacturer to help you settle it. I know of like many sellers who do that. And the other two parts would be what do you have to pay to Amazon for Amazon to help you fulfill the last mile delivery. So number one would be actually the second one would be the fulfillment fee. That means the fee that Amazon will charge you for every item that we pick, pack, and ship. And the third one would be the fulfillment storage cost. That means how much you will need to pay for every unit that is stored in our warehouse that is unsold. So this should be the least of your concern. Typically, it should be between 1 to 10 cents every month. So just to take note again, fulfillment usually we'll break it down into three categories. Number one will be shipment to the US. Number two is fulfillment fee for every item that Amazon help you to fulfill. And number three is the storage cost. And lastly would be the other cost, and this is the thing that I will recommend people to take note of. It's very important, but it's something that usually sellers will often forget about. So number one will be the advertising fee. How much does it cost to promote your product actively on Amazon.com and get advertising placement? Number two would be how much does it cost to run promotions? I would say promotions, running a discount on your product is a form of expense. So these are the things that you have to take note of when you set your product margin. For instance, let's say if you want to participate in Prime Day and Black Friday, the promotions usually need to give is 20% in order to participate. So you need to bake in this 20% when you set your pricing so that you will ensure that you'll always earn a healthy margin. If not, I do actually see some sellers who forgot about this, and whenever they have the opportunity to participate, they said that I can't participate because I will not be earning any profit. So you won't want this kind of situation to happen, which is why please take all these things into account when you set your pricing to make sure that you earn a profit, right? And the second one is to understand how much should you be pricing at when you start selling at Amazon.com. So the first and most important step you can definitely do, and it's the easiest way, is to go to Amazon.com, search for similar products that are currently selling on Amazon.com, and that is your benchmark, right? If people are selling at $20, I think if you start selling at $19, $20, it'll be a good gauge. However, let's say if you want to sell at $25 or even $30 for the product that you want to sell, then you have to consider what kind of like benefits or functions I have to differentiate myself from the competitors in order to offer my product at a premium, right? Because if you sell similar product at $30, why would people buy from you? So I would say do a competitor research on Amazon.com to roughly know what is your benchmark. Yeah. Okay, now I'll quickly go into the Product Opportunity Explorer to roughly introduce to you guys this amazing tool that we have that is open to all new sellers. So if you already have a professional selling plan or a seller account, or let's say if you start registering for a seller account today or anytime till March, you'll be able to have access to Opportunity Explorer. Okay, so what it does is it's a product research tool. I'm not sure whether you guys have heard of Helium 10, Jungle Scout, etc. So this is like the Amazon version, and Amazon give you the data and the insights for you to understand what are the trends, what are the sales history of like the different products currently selling on Amazon.com, for you to understand what's the demand at a niche level or category level for you to even understand whether there's opportunities for you to sell this product, right? So how can you access Product Opportunity Explorer? If you already have an account, you can just navigate to the menu button on the top right, no, top left corner, select Growth, and you'll be able to access OX. Okay, so how this Opportunity Explorer work, I can briefly summarize over here, but I think it will be more useful if I do a demo later on. So firstly, whenever customer always search on our search bar, on Amazon.com or any other marketplace, usually when they want to buy something, they'll directly search for the keywords. So what Amazon do is we bundle up all these keywords that people are actually searching for and segment them into this thing called the niche. So maybe stainless steel water bottle, BPS free water bottle, insulated water bottle is all categorized under water bottles, etc. Something like that. So basically, they will just combine the different or commonly searched term into a particular niche, and we will show you niche level data, which I'll explain later on. So what this is useful for is OX is able to give you access to the different matrix, 50 over matrix, I think 50 to 100 matrix. We are continuously adding on the different data points as requested by sellers yourself, because there's a tool for you to request for the different matrix, for you to understand more about the niche, for you to make better decisions. So this is where you can actually leverage on this data in order to decide what you should sell, right? So this is an overview on how the Product Opportunity Explorer look like. There are three ways you actually can search for a niche or like the type of categories or products you want to sell. So first and foremost, if you don't really know what you can start selling, you can find opportunities by category. So you can drill down by home, then maybe you look at home decor, maybe you can look at tapestry, etc. Number two will be showing example niche from your categories in the United States. So let's say if you're already listing, you already started selling, then maybe you'll be able to see example niche from categories that you're already selling. So you'll be able to see how you want to expand your product lines, etc. Okay, and the third one would be, let's say if you already know what you want to sell, like I mentioned earlier on, for example, stainless steel water bottle. You can type stainless steel water bottle in the search and it'll populate the results for you directly. So at every niche page, you'll be able to see multiple tabs over here, which I'll cover during the demo. You can find out more about product level information, for instance, like your competitor info, what are the top selling products in this niche, search term, what are the top search terms when people buy this particular product. So maybe when people buy stainless steel water bottle, they type like cold water bottle, or maybe they type like ice water bottle. What are the search terms that's actually driving the sales of this particular product? So it's very insightful. The third one will be insights, understanding what are the top click products, how many products are doing sponsored product, and etc. So in a sense, it will help you understand what are the tools or programs that you definitely need to use. And on the other hand, you'll roughly tell you what is the competition like, right? Is it dominated by top 20 click products, or is there opportunities for you to go in? Is for you to analyze after that. All right. Then the third one would be the trends. So what are the buying trends like, or the search volume trends like? So you'll be able to measure throughout the entire year. So if you remember what I showed you guys at the start of the slides, I showed a Google trend snapshot. You actually will be able to see a niche level snapshot of the trend throughout the year. And it's trailing 12 months. So you'll be able to see the full pattern and to make better decisions. Okay, so this is like the full definition of what is the niche market, in case any of you have any questions. So if you want me to highlight the important thing over here, would be niche are actually, I would say it includes the top product that receive 90% of the clicks after the customer entered any search term in this particular niche. So basically, it will showcase like the top product insights, which many of you have asked for previously, which we weren't able to show, but now we are able to show. Okay, I've roughly gone through that. Okay, something new that have launched like May this year is the ASIN Explorer. So what does ASIN Explorer mean? So ASIN, it means Amazon Standard Identification Number. So it's a code that represents all the products that are selling on Amazon. So it's like a unique identifier, like your national ID, etc. So nowadays, let's say if you want to find a competitor ASIN, you want to know how well the competitor is doing, how many click count, what are the total reviews, etc. You're able to search directly by the ASIN itself. Yeah, so when you search by the particular ASIN, as you can see in the snapshot over here, it will show you the target ASIN. And on top of that, it actually shows you the similar ASIN. That means what are the similar products in this particular category that you are searching for, in a sense. Okay, this one is niche view. I think this one I can cover in the demo. I can do a quick demo. Yeah, okay, let me just do a quick demo now. So I think it's easier for you guys to understand. Okay, I believe that you guys should be able to see my screen right now. So I guess to keep this entertaining for you guys, maybe you guys can shout out the search term you want me to find of a particular product. You can say in the question box or the chat box. I'll be monitoring it for the next few seconds. What products do you want me to search for? I'll do a quick walkthrough on the product. Okay.
Maybe anything beside water.
Yeah, anybody? I'll just wait for a while. If not, I'll just find like any random product for to search for. Anybody want to be interactive and share like any products you want me to search for, do analysis on? Sympathy wind chimes. Okay, I'll just search for wind chimes specifically, okay? Okay. Oh, it looks like there's some results. Anyway, there are some times whereby you search for a niche and a result wouldn't show, right? So this means that people are likely not searching for it yet, or there's actually no products that are related to the search term that are currently selling. So maybe this is something that you can consider bringing into US, but it's also something that you need to also drive more awareness of if you want to sell in the US. So sometimes you may not be able to search for a particular niche, just to like let you guys know. So okay, after searching for wind chimes directly, you'll be able to see in the page over here that there are many matching niche for wind chimes in the United States. So as you can see on the left hand side, you can see my mouse, the customer needs side. There are multiple different type of wind chimes that you can see over here, right? So personally, usually if I want to narrow down on which kind of specific wind chimes, or let's say if I just want a generic wind chime, I'll filter down by maybe the search volume first. Okay, it seems like the wind chimes, the generic one, has the most search volume. And in terms of growth, sometimes I'll use the filter button to filter down also. Okay, so in this case, I do see there's this deep resonance Serenity Bell, which has 630% growth, but actually the search volume is only 82,000. So maybe actually I feel it's too little. So maybe this is something I wouldn't want to start selling. If I want to narrow down by the growth, let me take a look. Actually, wind chime is not too bad because 4% growth is actually quite high considering that the search volume is so high. Alternatively, I think solar wind chimes for outside seems quite good as well. Yeah, maybe I'll look at like solar wind chimes. Okay, so over here, it will roughly tell you what are the average units sold by each seller from the past 360 days, what's the average price, etc. So what I would like to highlight are the five different tabs over here. So number one would be the products, right? What are the top click products when people actually search for this particular niche? So what's useful about this, you'll be able to see which product is taking up the most click share. They may be the one spending the most on advertising, or they may actually be the one who are earning the most. So you'll be able to filter down the demand with the click over here. Then you can scroll all the way to the right to see many other metrics such as customer sentiments and number of sellers selling in this particular listing. So if you want to find out more about this top competitor, for instance, this solar wind chimes for outside, you can click into the niche product and it will show you this particular page. It will show you the different fees that the person is paying at, what are the best seller rank. Yeah. And niche that this product is appearing in. Can look at the summary of customer review insights if you remember what I mentioned earlier. What are the top positive reviews and top negative reviews? You do not have to comb through everything at all. Right now, everything will be summarized for you, so it's very easy for you to analyze. So you can see being bright is very important. The color vibrancy is also important. On the other hand, it seems like a lot of product is not as bright as what the customer hoped. And it seems like it's not really worth the money for certain products. Yeah. Okay, it'll tell you the importance of the different functions or like features to the star ratings. Color, it seems like color and audio is like the most important. Brightness, actually, even though it's frequently mentioned, it doesn't really impact star rating. It's only like 0.09. So most importantly, just make sure these three things are covered, or these two in fact. Okay, let me go back to this page. I'll just hop on to the next tab, which is the search term. So over here, it helps you to identify, further how to optimize my listing further. What are the people typing when they search for the product that they want to buy, which is, for instance, this solar wind chimes. So over here, you are able to leverage on these search terms to run advertising also, because you always ask us, what kind of keyword targeting should I use, right? So there are a lot of keywords that are showing over here. But what I'll recommend you to do is to download the search term so it's easier for you to analyze the different matrix all at one go. Okay, there's the download button. But to keep this session light, let me just like do the filter over here and highlight the key few things that you can take a look at. So number one will be the search volume, right? So you need to understand whether this search term, are there people searching for it? So you can filter down. So solar wind chimes, like these few are the top 5 are definitely the one that you can consider to invest in for advertising. At the same time, you can also filter by the growth. Are there increasing number of people searching for it? It seems like there are 5,000% increase in solar wind chimes outdoor. Maybe it's heavily influenced by the competitor ASIN that I showed you earlier on, but this is something that you can potentially advertise in if you feel like you're better than a competitor, or you feel like it's something really similar and you can play on the price, right? So search volume is one. Secondly will be the demand, right? If people search for this search term and refuse to buy, then you'll be incurring a lot of advertising spend that are not efficient. So over here, you can also filter down by the search conversion in order to see, oh, it seems like lighted wind chimes for outside have a high search conversion. Maybe this is something that you can put in more budget and also beat budget in order to make sure you win this keyword when people search for it. Okay, so this is the next one. The last one would be the top click products. So we have this thing called the product targeting in sponsored product advertising as well. So let's say if you want to do product targeting, that means you want your product to appear on your competitor listing so that it can divert the traffic and the sales away, right? So which competitor should you run on? These are the competitors you can consider running this advertising on. It'll show you the top click products. But of course, take a look at the products that beforehand to make sure that you are on par on the price, you are well differentiated, and etc. If not, if this product, the competitor product is better than you in terms of price and functionality. Like, why would you want to waste your money and run advertising on that, right? Okay, so the next one will be insights. So over here, I think I just want to highlight three things. The first one is percentage of products using sponsored product. It seems like most of the products over here, in fact, I think 90%-ish of the products are using advertising. So you definitely have to run advertising to be at the front page of the search, right? Second one would be percentage of prime product. So what does prime means? That means whether this product is using fulfillment by Amazon, is customers able to receive within 2 days. So it seems like, if not, I think almost 100% of the products are on FBA. So don't even consider doing seller fulfillment because you'll not win against your competitor. So just do FBA, and that's the by default recommendation we always give to sellers. So number two is the top 5 product click share. Is 20%. That means the top product are not actually taking a hold of the whole, market share of this, what's this thing called? The solar wind chimes. That means there's still opportunities. Top 20 product is also 50%. It's actually pretty good. That means it's quite well spread out across the different products that are really selling. Let me take a look at this again. If you filter by the launch date, actually there are a couple of new products that, in fact, the top click count products seems to be newly launched, right? That means there are a couple of people launching like these few years for this product. Let me take a look at the click share again. But it seems like the ones that are doing well are still the ones that launched earlier. Oh, there's one that's doing not too bad and launched this year. So there's still opportunities for you to launch in this category, even though there are multiple similar products. So you can also take a look at this competitor to see what are they doing to make them do so well, right? Okay, next one. Trends. Okay, this is the exciting one that I just talked about earlier on as well briefly. So you'll be able to know what are the search volume trends. So it can help you with two key things, right? So when should you launch your product? Let me take a look at this graph. The search volume is actually higher in August for some reason. It seems higher in August. Bring this down. Yeah. Let me quickly take a look. Yeah, correct. The search volume is actually highest in August. Maybe this is something that you need to consider. It seems like it's not a product that will do very well during the Q4 period. Yeah. Also, what this thing actually helps is that you'll be able to do your inventory planning. That's the second part of it. So let's say if the demand is actually peaking in August period, for instance, you may want to inbound more inventory during that period to make sure that you have enough supply for the demand, right? So this one again is the customer review insights, but previously I showed you the ASIN level one, but this is the niche level customer review insight to tell you what are the people in totality commenting about this particular product. So similarly to the one that I showed you earlier on, it seems like color is like the key thing that people are concerned about, and the brightness. Oh, it seems like durability is actually a problem as well. So this is something that you may have to take note of. Okay. I think I already run through briefly. Oh, okay. Let me just show you this tab. Learn more. So let's say if you do not understand any of the matrix that you see over here, firstly, you can hover your mouse around this and click into it. It'll tell you the different meanings, right? But let's say, here where's the learn button? Okay, if you click learn more, it will actually show you more about Opportunity Explorer, like the key things that you need to take note of. And the most important thing on the left, you can click into the glossary to understand what are the different terms and what are the definitions and examples so that you'll be able to do your analysis properly. Okay? Over here, let's say if you want to find out a new matrix that's not available over here yet, you can actually click on request a matrix, type in what kind of matrix you want that is not available, then just tell us how this matrix will help you. And maybe you can click Amazon can contact me. And maybe this matrix may be something that will be introduced in next month, right? So the product team actually review all these matrices, requests every month. So please put in your feedback and we take that seriously. Okay, I think this is like the summary of the demo. Let me go back to the pitch deck again. Okay, I've mentioned this few couple things already. Okay, this is just a rough FAQ, which, let me see. Yeah, I've gone through a couple of things. Okay, so let me just touch on 4 and 5 because I didn't really talk about this earlier on. So number one, when is this data refresh? Matrix are refreshed at the beginning of every week. In fact, right, if you go to the Opportunity Explorer, let me see. You can see over here, it's last updated on 29 October. So that's quite new, 29 October. Yeah, that's Sunday. So you'll be able to see when this data is actually refreshed quite frequently. Okay, let me go back here. Okay, so the next one is I can't access OX. So there are some people who can't access OX. Number one, make sure that you are logged into your Seller Central account using your primary account. That means the account that you use to register for a selling account. Otherwise, you won't be able to access Opportunity Explorer. And number two is, let's say if you want to give your employees or your friends access to this Opportunity Explorer, you can provide them secondary access under user permission, right? So, and in their email, give them access to OX. And thirdly, let's say if you are a seller who just registered and really don't have Opportunity Explorer, even though you are using your primary account, please raise a case with seller partner support. So if you see at your Seller Central top right corner, there's a help button. So click onto that and let them know that you do not have access and they should be able to grant it to you soon. Okay, so I know this is not really highlighted in the title of today's session, but I'll just like to quickly go through marketplace product guidance because I feel like this is actually very helpful to understand some metrics that are not available in Opportunity Explorer that will be useful for you to help you do your margin calculation and also understand demand at a higher level. Okay, so the first, actually, I will not talk about this. Oh, sorry, this one. I'll talk about this part. Okay, so how do you find marketplace product guidance? Similarly to Opportunity Explorer, on the top left corner, Seller Central menu, you can actually search for growth, then click into marketplace product guidance. So there are three key products over there, which would be global product demand over here. Number two would be new selection recommendation, which will be phased out because we have Opportunity Explorer now. Number three will be category insights, which is something that I'll talk about it later on. So you can click onto the respective tab, but I'm talking about specifically category insights today because I feel that it's very important. So you can see in the screenshot of this slide over here. So these are the couple of metrics you can see at one glance. So firstly, you can see like what is the demand of this product type over 30 days, 6 months, or 12 months time period. You'll be able to know what is the conversion like, search to purchase ratio on average. You'll be able to know what is the price range like. So you'll be able to know maybe if I sell at $20 to $30, the conversion is higher than if I sell $30 to $40. So that's something maybe you can adjust along the way. And after that, the other one would be the return ratio, right? So return ratio is how much returns you typically get. 13.7% for this category. So this is something that you have to factor in when you want to calculate bad debts or to factor in this as your expense. There's also a list of reasons for returns as well. If it's something that is controllable, for instance, like defective, right? try to maybe work with your manufacturer to see how you can ensure your quality is high, so that you'll reduce like instances of returns. So doing quality check is important. Over here, you'll be able to see the number of sellers selling, how many new brands are here, how many ASINs, etc. So this is really on a I would say subcategory wide level. So it might be the numbers will be very huge compared to the niche level. But I would say what's important about here you can take note of is really the return ratio, search to purchase ratio, right? And the other one that I want to highlight is the advertisement spend. So I always tell you guys to factor in advertisement when you calculate your profit margin, especially if you use the revenue calculator, right? So average daily ad spend for this product is 10 cents, or the majority spend up to 20 cents. So you can factor in maybe 20 cents, right? When you calculate your product margins. There are some interesting things at the bottom that tells you what are the pattern people usually buy. So for this window curtain panels, people like to buy solid colors. So don't come up with fancy prints, okay? And the other one would be where people typically put their window curtain panels. Typically, it will be in a bedroom, right? So the configuration of your product um, must be able to fit the bedroom. Maybe not too big to fit a living room, but big enough to fit a bedroom, etc. You must understand, for instance, what is the floor to ceiling height in the US, because it will definitely be different compared to Singapore. So these are the things that you need to take note of. Okay. Here are just some feedback from sellers that often use OX or MPG, which I will not really dive too much into, but I'll leave it here for like 5 seconds. Okay, so over here, if you haven't already found this page or know this page exists, this is a very useful product research page which includes the tutorial on how to use OX, category guides, links to bestseller lists on Amazon, and many other helpful resources that you can learn more about product research over here. In fact, we will be updating this page, I think, this month or next month to add in more guides. So please bookmark this page and be updated on the latest news. Okay, I'll leave this here for a few sec. Okay, yeah. I think this part question.
Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you, Ethan, so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, this part I put it here randomly because I extracted in the morning, but there's no question during registration. But it's fine. That's why we have the Q&A section for you all to ask any questions, or if we miss out. All right, do let us know. So we will go into the Q&A shortly. Let's look at what we still have in the next slide. Oh, actually, we are almost the end. Now, to share, we have another one pager from Cello University. So if you are looking to, learn more, you can download this guide about peak seasons, seller success strategy. All right, to understand more and to learn about some other case study on how some other seller find success in their journey with selling on Amazon. So the last one we will be sharing is the Q&A slide. Yes, we have reached the end. Thank you so much, Ethan. So right now, if you have any question, let us know. I think in the Q&A, we managed to answer quite a bit already. Unless you have more questions or in case I answered wrongly, Ethan can let me know as well. Okay, so maybe we can read it out.
Yeah, I think maybe I can highlight a few important ones. I think the first one, I think there are a couple of people who asked, or maybe actually it's just from Tanya, who asked whether OX is available for Singapore marketplace. Unfortunately, it's not available now. Usually, when we launch new features or product, it will be launched in the more mature marketplaces. For instance, it's now available in the US marketplace, I think some of the EU marketplace and Japan marketplace. If you It will probably take a while before it reaches the Singapore marketplace. So unfortunately, yeah, we don't have that yet, and we do not have a estimated time as we do not support the Singapore marketplace. Okay, how to find the top keyword or products. So firstly, how to find the top keywords. You can search by the niche and go to the search term tab. For products, you can search by the niche and go to the product tab. Yeah. Which one is most profitable? Which one is more profitable? You need to do your own calculations because your cost of goods sold might be different from someone else. And the profitability and the margins, or in fact, actually the margin that you'll be satisfied with may be different from others. For instance, there are people who are okay with a 20 to 30% profit margin, whereas there are some people who want to earn 80 to 90%. So yeah, I can't really tell you because if I already know which product is most profitable, I will also want to sell, right? Okay. Is there a replay for today's webinar? Yes, there will be. It's fully recorded, so you'll be able to watch it on demand. Last one, OX data should be more accurate than other software. In fact, I would say usually sellers use multiple software at once to make decisions, right? There might be something that Helium 10 will be able to show or that maybe Amazon don't have. After all, it's a very new tool that we just launched. And sometimes Helium 10 or other software or third-party networks providers actually use our API to generate certain insights, right? So maybe some data are accurate to a certain extent, like from the other third-party software. Yeah. Okay, I think that's about it from the floor. Let me see.
Oh yeah, before I forget, while Ethan and I is checking on the question, I'm gonna do a special giveaway to spice things up. Woo! Can you all see this? So this is actually a travel bag that we gave it out during our Seller Summit, I think 2 weeks ago. So for those of you who are, here right to the end of the webinar, I will share an email later. So just send me your name and your address and a contact number to the email that I'm sharing from the email that you actually sign up right before the end of today, and then we will be able to send you this free travel bag from the Seller Education team and maybe some extra stickers as well. So I'm going to type the email in. Do remember to send your name, your address, and your contact number to this email address before the end of the day.
Super lucky, all of you that really stayed till all the end. You'll be able to really get free stuff. I don't even know about this, so
Yeah,
I'm also equally surprised. Yeah.
I'll
So
give you
please,
some.
oh yeah. Maybe I can get some also. So please, drop your details to the seller education team so that they'll be able to give you these freebies.
And also, by the way, only for if you are staying in Singapore. So if you are joining from other country, maybe not now, in future, when we find out, or rather when I find out how can I send overseas, then probably, yeah.
Maybe if you have a friend that lives in Singapore, we can send it to your friend first, then you can collect when you're back. Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah.
All right, any more questions from anyone? Before that, oh yeah, I saw the question. So yeah, if you have friends in Singapore, just give them give the address and we can send it to Singapore. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much for sharing with us your feedback. Now let us look, is there any more questions or not? No.
No. Yeah.
No. Okay, so on your screen right now, you should be able to see we have more session. Now, just now in the chat, I was saying that if you are interested in this market product guidance, there's actually another more in-depth session on 28. I don't know whether Ethan know or not, but so anyway, Ethan will be still sharing with us on how you can leverage the tools on Seller Central, on marketplace product guidance, and also some other ways that you can find product opportunities on the 28th of November. So remember to sign up if you have not.
Yeah.
Yep.
Actually, to add on, I think this will be a very exciting time, especially if you haven't attended our Seller Summit. Maybe during this session, I can talk about the in-depth use cases because a couple of you have asked, how to find profitable products, what maybe are the key metrics you need to take note of. So if you join this session, I'll be sharing the different use cases on how you can better use Opportunity Explorer. So maybe before that, you can play around with the tool first, then come for the session and hear more from us.
Cool. And all right, so maybe about a minute time, if you are typing something, press enter now. If not, we will end soon the webinar. All right. maybe 30 seconds more. If there's no more questions, we can end soon. Now, before we end, maybe just to share again the links here, if you have not seen, we have like our Facebook seller community page. If you have not joined, you can scan the code there to join. So over there, we also share a lot of updates, maybe things like, you know, these promotions or other webinars. Thank you very much. All right. So yeah, do remember to join if you have not joined our Facebook page, and also subscribe to our AGS, Amazon Global Selling Southeast Asia YouTube page, so you get the updates when we upload any of the videos onto our playlist. All right, I think that's all we have. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you, Ethan, and I will see you very soon again in the next webinar. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye.